So now what I want to do is break down what the current lineup looks like. Remember, the U.S. Senate has 100 members in it, and for a judge, for a Supreme Court nominee, to get appointed, to get confirmed by the Senate, you just need 51 votes. That's it. Used to be a situation where you needed more than that, but it's just 51, so you can squeak somebody through with just a minimum number of votes. And so how does this play out? Well, here is the list of 100 senators that we have right now in our government, in our federal government. You can see here on the left, we have all of the Republicans. We have 50 of them in this list. On the right-hand side, we have all of the Democrats plus the 2 independents. So you can see here, Bernie Sanders, well, let me get rid of myself. Bernie Sanders down here and Angus King are the 2 independents who I put over on the right because they typically do caucus with the Democrats and they will vote with the Democrats. I have no doubt about that. Everybody else on this list, everybody else on the Democratic list, they are certainly going to be voting for the against whoever the nominee is, would be my guess. I can't imagine that Trump or the Republicans put up anybody that gets a single Democratic vote, because it would be political suicide, in my opinion. The Democrats do a very good job of making sure that all of their members are in alignment with the party leadership. I think that's going to be the situation here. Republicans are not so good at that. Republicans are, we've got some of these people here, these squishy Republicans who are really sort of kind of wishy-washy. They're up in the air, which is why I called them squishy. They don't typically fall in line with their party. They're sort of in the middle. And we've got some other individuals who we are keeping an eye on. We've got Chuck Grassley. We've got Cory Gardner. These are a couple other senators that may actually leave this category of the Republicans and jump into the squishy Republicans category. And literally as of today, I've got statements from 3 of these people. And you'll notice that what the heck is happening right here, right? What happens if all 3 of these Republicans decide they're not going to vote with the Republicans? So now we have 50, the 47 from the Democrats, plus the 3 squishy Republicans. What if all 3 of these people vote no on the next nominee? Well, now we're stuck with a 50-50 split. The Senate could be split 50-50, and we may not have a nominee, right? Wrong. That's where Vice President Mike Pence comes into play. Mike Pence will then come in. He is the tiebreaker in the Senate, and we could have a Supreme Court nominee with a 51-50 vote. Whoa, with the president's vice president being the final decider on that. Whoo! Oh boy. If you thought politics was hot already, buckle up, because it's not going to get any better anytime soon, as far as I can tell. Now, there are some questions about whether, all of these people are going to really stay with their, stay in the middle or stay on the side. They're going to be under a lot of pressure from both parties to make a decision, and we're going to see what happens. But now let's take a look at some of the statements. So first and foremost, we have Susan Collins. Susan Collins made a statement this morning. Actually, this was this afternoon on Friday. No, this was on Saturday night, it looks like. Susan Collins, who is a senator from Maine, this was her statement on the Supreme Court vacancy. She says 2 parts. She says, in order for the American people to have faith in their elected officials, we must act fairly and consistently, no matter which political party is in power. President Trump has a constitutional authority to make a nomination and fill the Supreme Court vacancy. I would have no objection to the Senate Judiciary Committees beginning the process of reviewing his nominee's credentials. Right? That's okay. So she's on board, right? Wrong. Given the proximity of the presidential election, however, I do not believe that the Senate should vote on the nominee prior to the election. In fairness to the American people, who will either be re-electing the president or selecting a new one, the decision on a lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court should be made by the president, who is elected on November 3rd. So Susan Collins, just from that statement, sounds like she is a hard no on that, right? So it sounds like she is probably going to be a no on anybody who gets appointed. She says, I do not believe that the Senate should vote on a nominee prior to the election. And she just put that statement out 2 days ago. So we'll see, right? What if this nominee, she hasn't even heard the nominee yet. She doesn't even know who it is. So is she going to stay by that? Or what if it's really close and they just need her vote? Is she going to stick with that? I'm sure her office is literally blowing up today. All of the Democrats are saying, we love you. Please don't destroy us. And all the Republicans are saying, hey, we love you too. Just come on back and just cast that vote in our favor. We have another statement from Lisa Murkowski. Lisa Murkowski is a senator from Alaska, and here's what she has to say. So what is she going to do? She's a Republican from Alaska, and she says that she opposes taking up a Supreme Court nomination prior to Election Day, becoming the second GOP senator to voice opposition. She says, for weeks, I have stated that I would not support taking up a potential Supreme Court vacancy this close to the election. Sadly, what was then a hypothetical is now a reality, but my position has not changed. I did not support taking up a nomination 8 months before the 2016 election to fill the vacancy created by the passing of Justice Scalia. We are now even closer to the 2020 election, less than 2 months out, and I believe the same standard must not apply, but she did not say whether she would oppose the nominee if Joe Biden wins the presidency. So that was sort of that fourth scenario where what happens if Trump loses, but he's still in office for a couple months? Is she going to support a nominee at that time? So it looks like we've got two hard no's at this point. We've got Susan Collins, we've got Lisa Murkowski, who are saying no. So Mitt Romney is really the only one left of the three squishy Republicans, and they're going to be trying to peel off other people, of course, but those three are the big ones. And do we have a statement from Mitt Romney at this point in time? And the answer is no, we do not. So I was trying to find one today. This is the most reliable thing that I was able to find. Cassie Hunt says, Mitt Romney doesn't plan a statement on the vote until after Tuesday, a GOP conference lunch. He wants to hear Mitch McConnell out before making up his mind. So looks like we're going to know more about that maybe tomorrow. They're going to have a meeting tomorrow, and this is going to be a big deal. You know, if Mitt Romney decides that he's not going to support voting for somebody, now we're looking at a 50-50 split. We're looking at those three joining the Democrats. Very unlikely that the Republicans are going to pull anybody off of the Democrats. So it's now a 50-50 situation, and Mike Pence could be that final vote to make it a 51-50. With 101 votes, we get a new Supreme Court judge literally on the eve of the election. And it wouldn't put it past Mitt Romney, if you've been following any of his career for a long time, you know that he's he kind of likes to thumb his nose up at Trump. You know, this was a guy who had a lot of really bad things to say about Trump all throughout the election. He was a never Trumper and leading the never Trump movement. And if you recall, I think he was the only Republican who actually voted for impeachment. So the only Republican in the entire party in the Senate who actually voted to impeach President Trump. So now he's got an opportunity to really thumb his nose at this administration and derail their Supreme Court nominee. Is he going to take it? Is he going to be, you know, that spiteful? Or maybe it's really what he believes. Maybe this is his true belief. Who knows? But we'll see. You know, if they nominate somebody and Romney decides that he's not going to support a conservative nominee. Remember back when Romney was running against Obama and he was doing this, I'm an extreme conservative thing, and judges. We'll see what he does. Now he's got an opportunity to put a judge up on the Supreme Court. We'll see what he does. See if he decides to do that or not.